Hi, it's Nick from the Run Testers, and this is our first run review of the New Balance FuelCell RC Elite 2. So last year, New Balance obviously brought out two kind of high stack carbon plate shoes. The New Balance FuelCell TC, which is more of a kind of training shoe design, though it still obviously had the chops for fast races, and then the RC Elite 1, which was a kind of a much lighter than the TC, was really kind of built more like a racer, very tight fit, had an amazing outsole with Dynaride kind of little triangular studs on it, all that for gripping on pacey races. But it's fair to say neither were actually huge high stack shoes. They weren't like kind of up there with Nikes and the Adios Pros, whereas the RC Elite 2 is. This stack is kind of listed as 39mm. It's right up to the kind of legal limit set by World Athletics, and that just gives a bit more room for the carbon plate in it to have a bit more kind of a bend, which should hopefully create a bit more of a snap, more propulsive ride, while the even bigger stack of fuel cell cushioning will give more protection, more softness, and then hopefully a bit more spring and rebound underfoot. So the RC Elite 2 actually does take a few little bits from both the TC and the RC Elite 1 to kind of create a new kind of hybrid shoe that I think is really impressive. Like, importantly, for one, it has the fit of the TC. It's a much roomier toe box. The RC Elite 1 really came tight on top of your toes, like New Balance's races often seem to for me. I'm still kind of okay, true to size, but this is a slightly roomier, more comfortable fit. Certainly would be something I'd prefer on longer races like the marathon. It's also quite lightweight. It's 225 grams in my UK size 9. Now, the RC Elite 1 was 207 grams, but the TC was kind of up towards like 270, 280. So what's managed to do here is create a higher stack than both shoes while being considerably lighter than the TC and still really in the kind of sweet spot for these high stack shoes in terms of weight, like the Alpha Fly, the Endorphin Pro, the Adios Pro, all coming around this area for me. It's only really the Vaporfly that's still under 200 grams, and I think Puma's DV8 Elite maybe, I think as well. And you can see where the weight's gone compared to the RC Elite 1. There's obviously more foam here for one, a bit of cushioning around the heel here, which is quite nice, a little bit of extra comfort there. And then the outsole's changed considerably. Now this is a bit of a bad thing in a way, just because the RC Elite had those little triangular Dynaride studs that I really liked. They were really grippy, they were a bit different. They were great on rounding fast corners in such a high stack shoe. This is more like the kind of TC's outsole. There's a lot more rubber here, so that's probably adding a bit of weight as well. It's got your high impact zones kind of around the heel, and then the whole of the forefoot is covered, as you can see. There's also different colours on the two shoes, which is quite nice. This is pink, there's an orange covering on the other one, and then there's a big chunk cut out so you can go in and see the carbon plate, confirm it exists. That is going to pick up stones if you ever go off-road in this, but there's a bit of exposed foam here anyway, so I probably wouldn't be going on too much gravel in the shoe anyway. But if you do, yeah, expect to add a little bit of extra weight. But yeah, so there's quite a lot of change going on in the kind of midsole and outsole of the shoe compared to the RC Elite 1. It's much more of a kind of traditional, I say the word traditional, they're all still quite new, but it's much more of a typical high stack super shoe now, really high stack, soft foam, more curve in the plate, more typical outsole, and then the upper's pretty standard as well. It's a mesh upper, it's really breathable, there's a lot of holes around the front there. It's fairly loose fitting upper. I didn't notice a big lockdown fit on my run today, especially compared to the RC Elite 1, which did have quite a lockdown fit, but I don't think it's going to be too loose. Hopefully we'll see kind of when rounding corners whether the high stack and the quite kind of not lockdown racing style fit will have an impact at all. But it also has sparkly bits in it, so that's fantastic, I guess. You've got a purple shoe with sparkly bits on it. How can you not run fast? One last thing to say is that my sample for this review was provided by Sports Shoes, so thank you to them. We're not affiliated with Sports Shoes in any way, and we have no kind of commercial partnership, but they provided a sample for us to test out and review, so thank you to them. So I'm going to head out on my first run on the shoe now. I'm just going to do an hour, fairly easy today. I actually did a half marathon yesterday and my legs are a bit beat up, so I'm going to see how the RC Elite 2 protects them on this kind of hour. Fairly easy. I'll try and throw in like a 1k pickup there just to see how they perform it. With a little bit of speed, but really just get first impressions of the shoe. On that front, the fit is noticeably roomier than the RC Elite 1. It's pretty much like the TC from what I remember of that shoe. The RC Elite was very short at the front, like a real racer cut, and you can feel how high this shoe is as well compared to the RC Elite 1. You really do feel like you're walking around with a big high stack super shoe. So yeah, I really like the RC Elite 1. This looks like it's going to be a bit more kind of comfortable cruiser, maybe a bit better for things like long runs, marathons, even kind of a bit more training. But going to worry with the high stack and fuel cell foam, there's always going to be a slight worry about stability. So I'm going to look into that as well, see how I go around corners today. But yeah, off to head out now. Nice sunny day, fairly easy run. Should be a lot of fun. So I'm about 4k into the run, just jived into some quiet woods to give my first impressions on the shoes. A crazy dog over there I'm going to have to avoid when I go out of here. That's going to be worrying. So far, yeah, really, really soft, big shoe. Definitely different to the RC Elite one, which had a firmer feel, especially under the forefoot. These feel quite soft all the way through the shoe, I think. So far, I've just been plodding along. I don't think I'm getting a lot from the plate yet. I'm just kind of into the foam and off again. It's fairly nice cruising along. I'm probably going to do a little pickup in a minute, do about 1k fast, see if the plate really comes into play or you start putting a bit of force through the shoe. But yeah, so far enjoying cruising. Like, ran that half marathon on the Endorphin Pro 2 yesterday, and this is very different. There's no roller, it's a much softer shoe, much more about, you know, kind of rebound. It's not really a kind of smooth kind of rolling cycle to the shoe. It's more like in you go, spring off, and hopefully with the plate that should come into play when I start running a bit faster, just for a little bit, because I'm quite tired and it's very hot. So we've done just over 8k now, including that 1k pickup, and fair to say the shoe really did come alive actually when I went for that. It's like, up until then it was a nice comfy training shoe, very TC-esque, and then you put that extra pace into it, and I kicked up to about, I think I did a 307k, which is faster than I was expecting, but it felt like a really cruising along, but a lot quicker than I was expecting. The plate, you get that, suddenly you get a little bit of bite in the foam and a bit of push from that plate, and it really does feel quite nice. I mean, that's, you know, slightly faster than my 5k pace, current 5k pace, and I don't think this feels like a shoe for a 5k, much like the RC Elite 1 kind of did to me. But in a straight line, it's certainly got the speed. I've had a couple of slightly unstable moments on kind of uneven ground and taking corners, but nothing too bad. I wouldn't necessarily want to be running at 307 pace a long way in these shoes if there was a twisty turny course. But yeah, definitely felt different when I kicked up the pace to how it feels easier. Gone back to easy running now, and it's really comfy, but certainly more pace there when you want it. So I'm back, that's the run done, nice kind of 14k-ish, 59 minutes. Really enjoyed that. I think after a tough half marathon yesterday, I can't think of many better shoes to put on than the RC Elite 2. So much cushioning there. It's definitely, you know, got that bit of bite, that bit of speed. When you do put a bit more into it, the plate starts to appear a bit more. You can really feel how high the stack is though, compared even to like New Balance's other shoes like the TC and the RC. It feels a little bit more like the TC to me, probably, although I haven't run that shoe for a long time, to be fair. But yeah, and it doesn't have that same kind of forefoot bite and grip of the RC with those, of the first RC Elite with those kind of dyno ride things. But there's a lot to like here. Like I say, some questions about stability. I think this is going to be more of a long flat race, kind of half marathon cruiser on my early impressions, rather than, you know, an all-out pace merchant for short races. But it really does take away the feel of the road. It dampens the feel of the road a lot, which I quite like, don't really mind. Like, I'm not someone who loves like a firm, really natural ride where you can feel every step beneath your feet. But yeah, if you do like that, this is, you know, a full-on high stack shoe without much feel for the road. But yeah, I had a great run, really enjoyed it. I was surprised how comfortable the pace felt generally, even though, you know, we're going at easy pace, but it was a little bit higher than I was probably expecting in terms of the overall pace. Certainly wasn't expecting to run kind of around 307 in that pickup K. It did feel like a bit of a cruise at first, and the shoe really impressed me there, I have to say, on just raw pace. All in all, really enjoyed it. I've got probably going to use it for all of next week's training, I think. I don't think I have anything else to use right now. A couple of shoes I'm expecting, but I'd like to put a full week in the shoe, use it for everything, and see what it, you know, how it comes out the other end. Tom's also got the shoe, so we're going to be doing a full review as soon as we can, and then we'll kind of tell you how we kind of rank it among the other carbon shoes out there. That's it, guys. That's the kind of first run review on the RC Elite 2. We'll, like I say, we'll get back to you with a full review as soon as we can. Please like, subscribe, ring the little bell. A lot of exciting stuff happening next week in terms of shoes coming over to the UK, so look out for those videos. Let us know in the comments what you think of the new shoes, kind of new carbon shoes coming out, and we'll see you next time.